Alright, so I see I got the poor boy's wife, Jenny, in here, and Delmar Franks. That's all I see so far. Give everybody a little time to come in. Maybe Delmar was the only one. Anyway, where I left off the other day was getting the bed frame built, and a bunch of guys had suggested to leave the build plate off, but sometimes I like to go against conventional wisdom. There's Dune 591. Hi buddy, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here with me. Anyway, what I was just saying is, you know, I'm probably going to go ahead and get my build plate prepped, but I wanted to explain something that I found out about this unTap mod right here. I had did something on the last stream, and there's the first layer. How you doing at the first layer? I'm glad to have you here with me. I don't know why I keep saying at the first layer. As you can see, I'm still in my work attire. Got off work a little early today, and figured I'd hurry up and set up a stream and try to get in here and tinker with this thing for a few hours or a couple hours at least. Try to get it in when I can. But anyway, on stream the last time I was looking to see if I'd had a signal back here on my PCB. Let me spin it around here where you guys can see. Build It Basement and I are watching you on the Discord. Awesome. Glad to have you guys with me. That is awesome. But anyway, I was trying to get a signal, and I think like right up here about this second hole on the top left, second hole down. I wasn't getting any signal through my my little multimeter here. I couldn't figure out why, but I actually found out the issue. We have this diode that's in here for the actual VORON probe, and probably for the, it probably works well for the optical sensor for the tap. Hey, glad to have you back in here with me, Delmar. Appreciate you coming over to the stream. Just explaining a little bit more about this tap right here, it's called the unTap. But I had to move one wire over to this side and actually move this down from where I had placed it. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. And basically what I've done is I've moved it to an auxiliary right here, an auxiliary port, because it says on the unTap mod for this little deal I got going on here that you need to put it on when you connect it up to your board, that you need to put it on a I don't know what you would call that, a socket or a port or whatever, that actually supports something like your limit switch. And I guess I'll change all that in the firmware once I get to that point and I get it all connected up. So I'm not going to be using the Z probe switch. So that's where I'm probably going to connect that up to. But anyway, like I said, I'm a little bit bullheaded sometimes, and I'm a bit of a slave to the manual at the moment, and I skipped completely over the build plate, and I'm just going to work on getting the build plate prepped and ready, and I'm probably going to put it on here. That way I got all the wiring up top done before I start moving down to the bottom and start running wires down here to the bottom. That just makes the most sense to me. So that's probably what I'm going to be getting into. And I also, I just wanted to, I took my my little multimeter here and I conducted a little test just to make sure that I had the correct points and whatnot. And figured out a way to get my a little meter in there. I just grabbed some of these little pins that came along with the Molex kit and just kind of plugged them in there by hand. That way I'd extend those out somewhat for me. That way I can make sure all this is going to work. But that should be the ground right there. It's going to the PSU. And this bottom port right here is the auxiliary port. And just kind of plug those in there like so, just so I can test out my tap. Steven Reimer, that's the first time I've seen you in here. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Say that right? Reimer. Basically what we're doing is we're playing around with the unTap. And I can't wait to see this thing work. I believe it's going to work just fine. I've heard some good things about it and whatnot. Let's see if I can do this. I need to be able to use some chopsticks here. So you can hear I got a bit of a signal there. And see, once that picks that up right there, it lifts them two screws off the carriage. And that pretty much is like it's almost like a limit switch. That's what it's acting like. And that's how it's going to work. I'm going to have to do some work in the firmware there. See, she's going to work just fine. And that's what I was looking for on the last stream. But that wasn't going to work with that diode in the way, I don't believe. The lovely poor boy's wife, she is absolutely lovely, and she is a big support. She's my biggest fan, and I love having her in here with me. And I love the fact that I gave her the band hammer. I hope she don't never have to use it, but you never know. But anyway, moving on, I need to get to the build plate and go ahead and get this thing prepped. So I'm just going to pull my printer out of the way at the moment and get my build plate up here so I can clean it up really good. So I had ordered this build plate right here from West 3D Print, and I had to wait for it for a while. I guess they had to machine it and make it. It didn't come like the LDO kits come with the nice plastic on it and everything. It looks like it's got a really smooth finish on top, so I'm hoping it's like what the first layer was talking about. Maybe I'm hoping it's not cold rolled steel, or not steel, but cold rolled aluminum. But you never know. And I really like printing from my borosilicate glass that I have on my Ender 3. And I've almost talked myself into the idea of not even putting a magnet on this, because I was watching Golden Jaguar last night. Let's see if I can adjust this camera down here a little bit for you, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But anyway, I was watching Golden Jaguar, and he put his glass on it. He loves printing on borosilicate glass as well. I've had really good luck with that. Hey Nuno, welcome to the stream, buddy. Glad to have you in here with me. We're going to try to be on for about 3 hours and just move along with the build. So being the wonderful wife that I have, she went and found me some, this is about the highest percentage of isopropyl alcohol she could find, 91%, you know, around in the stores and whatnot. So I'm just going to wipe this thing down really good with isopropyl alcohol, because when it came to me, it already had a lot of, I guess the oil or the whatnot that they use to clean these things with. It was really, really dirty. And I basically was just wiping it down with some alcohol sanitizing wipes. But we got a big bottle of alcohol right here. So I'm just going to try to clean it up really good. Get a little better. And like I said, I kind of warm with myself with putting the PEI sheet on here. I really want to do that because I've never printed on PEI. Yeah, look how dirty that thing still is. I felt like it was pretty dirty. Probably would need to give it another once over. And that's how it came to me. It came to me a whole lot dirtier than that. Just kind of disappointing. She's still real dirty. Change out the paper towel between wipes until you get a clean paper towel at the end. Yes, sir. That's exactly what I had in mind. Now that blame 91% isopropyl alcohol. I can tell that stuff's strong. I can feel it tingle a little bit. Yeah, that stuff's like really, really dirty. See, I think I got some Q-tips down here. I can see grease and dirt and grime in these little holes right here. Just terrible dirty. And that's how it came to me. Nothing kind of protecting it. Well, I mean, it was protected pretty good. It was packaged really well. I think it's going to be fine. I hope. Nothing sticks to it. We'll find out. Just clean it really, really well. Yesterday you ordered the Trident 300. Can't wait to build it. I bet you can't. And this thing right here, it's tough. So now I've started streaming every single process and bit of this build. I know I got quite a few people that's been coming in here with me and watching every stream, and I don't want to let them down. I'm sure they want to see this thing all the way through, so there's probably going to be some really boring moments along the way, because Like I said, I'm doing all the wiring myself and everything, but I think I'm just gonna continue on with the plan and just live stream every bit and piece that I put into this printer and share it with everybody. All the ups and downs. One thing I am a little concerned about is I don't know, like whenever I get into the stage of setting up the firmware and all that stuff, how well my PC is going to be able to handle Open Broadcast Studio. And yeah, Nuno, I self-sourced everything. Majority of the stuff came from West 3D Printing and KB 3D right here in the States. From what I've seen so far, I'm going to say that I'm probably a little more biased to West 3D Printing at the moment, and because it seems like I've gotten a lot better products from them so far. But yeah, that's what I did, and some of the stuff that, look how dirty that is. Wow, that is amazing. Hey Nick, welcome to the stream. Glad to see you in here, buddy. You've been here about every one of them, ain't you? You and the first layer. Man, I'm glad to have you guys in here with me. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to pull anybody in today. Such short notice. We got rained out at work, and had a little spare time, and I was like, I was kind of thinking about jumping in here and doing a live stream tonight. Me and Jenny had kind of kicked around the idea a little bit. I mean, she is just plumb filthy. That's unbelievable. But yeah, so I done a community post, and one man who responded to me was Golden Jaguar 3D. He says, "Do it, man. Do it, brother." And I said, "Game on. Got to do it." This stuff's so much fun. I highly recommend it for everybody. It's going to take a little while just to clean the build plate. Are you guys really that boring? You want to come in here and watch a man clean his build plate on a Friday night? As boring as I am? Unbelievable how dirty this thing is. And I can't remember where they at. So I know West 3D Printing, they source like the panels. They don't really have them right there on hand, because I had to wait on this build plate a little bit. I'd ordered a bunch of parts, and some of the stuff they had in, I guess, maybe in their warehouse or whatever, it was shipped to me right away, but this build plate took a little time, and I think it was made, and I forget the name of the company that actually made it, but it shipped from them separately, straight from the company that was making it. I mean, this could be a really top quality build plate as far as tolerances and whatnot. I don't know. Hello, on the road but listening. Hey, Golden Jaguar, thank you for joining in, at least, and listening in. Yes, Golden Jaguar's fault, y'all. He talked me into it. He said do it. That's all it took. And it's done. But we're going to get in here and play around with this thing for a little while. I don't know. I can't really see in the chat that I have up on OBS how many people are actually in the stream. I don't know. Probably for the majority of you, y'all follow the same guys that I do. Build It Basement, I know he's going live at 2 o'clock this weekend, and the first layer he's going live, I think Sunday. And I'm terrible, I forget the time. Let me look this up real quick so I ain't telling people. But if people would check out at the first layer too, he's going live with his VORON TRIDENT 2.4 build. It's a dedication project to a late friend of his. and he's a lot of fun to watch. Let me see if I can find him real quick. That way I give you a correct time to check my man out here. He's been pushing my content really well for me, and I really appreciate it. So is Build It Basement. I appreciate you guys. Or that First Layer, he's in the chat right now. First Layer, why don't you tell people who are listening and checking us out what time you're going on Sunday. That'd probably be the easiest thing to do than me sitting there trying to find it on my phone. There might be somebody in here who hadn't never seen you before, man. And I've lost a couple subscribers today. I thought that was really disappointing. I was like, wow. I don't know if some of my FPV friends thought I might be neglecting them, and maybe they just don't like the 3D printer content, or maybe they just don't like me. I don't know. I don't know why anybody would unsubscribe from a channel, not unless you just made them mad. That sure is looking a lot better, but she's still real dirty. Get down in these little holes right here. I think I got some Q-tips in here somewhere. It had gotten up to 202. Yeah, we got up to 202, and then a couple just fell off. But usually, it don't bother me too much, because when I lose one, it seems like I pick up 5 more somewhere else. It's kind of a strange process. That is some really strong alcohol. "2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 1 p.m. West." Yes, sir. You'll need to print FPV parts. I guess so. Well, I mean, yeah. Which I hadn't done a video in a while either. And that was something that one of my newer subscribers, I think First Layer, sent my way. He kind of suggested. It was a great idea. I mean, I do need to get in here and do some more video editing and videos and stuff. It's not a bad idea. So we still got a lot of cleaning to do on this thing. It's still really, really dirty. It's wild how dirty this thing is. Just absolutely filthy. We're gonna make sure she's super, super clean though, before I go trying to attach any magnets or anything to it. Don't let those that unsub get you down, my friend. It happens every day to us all. Yeah, I don't really let it bother me. Well, it does bother me a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. Because, you know, First Layer, I don't have near as many subscribers as you do. But, you know, we work hard. You know it. You know, you're pushing content every day for people. You work really hard for those subscribers. I don't know why people subscribe to me or whatnot, or what they see or what they really like and are looking for. You know, we just try to produce really good content for them the best we can. Some people think that creating content and editing videos and getting up there in front of the camera and putting yourself out there for the whole world to see and laugh at you or joke about you or whatever, comment about you, you know, is easy. But it ain't. Talking to a camera without somebody actually being behind the camera is pretty tough. Hey, we're getting better. We're getting a whole lot better. Giuseppe Noto. Hey, at the Poor Boy channel, first time watcher. Well, welcome to the stream, Giuseppe. I'm glad to have you in here with me. You're just gonna watch this old Carolina country boy right here trying to build a 3D printer. This is my first real full-on 3D printer build. I have tinkered around with them a good bit. I got a little Ender 3, and I've done a big modification to it. I've switched out the controller board and firmware and all kinds of things like that, but this is a lot bigger project than that. The good thing about the VORON, I don't know if you've ever built one, but there's a lot of documentation out there for you, and I believe as long as you read the directions really well, there's a lot of support out there for us. She's sticking to the granite there pretty good. So I'd say we're getting it pretty clean. We'll let it air out a little bit. Let that alcohol evaporate. You kind of see it shining on it. Sippy Noto. Hey, hey, brother. Yeah, man, it's looking better. It looks like this thing was machined really well. Like they really sanded the top of it. You see all kinds of super fine marks in the top of it, like they've done something. I don't like all these little scratches on the back, but I can't feel them. So I don't know what that's from. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. They're not deep. They're just like minor surface blemishes. Shawdell 3D not causing madness tonight. I ain't seen Shawdell in here yet. He might be lurking around somewhere. He didn't make the last one. A little tied up probably. Ain't no love lost there. I'm glad to have the ones oh, there he is, Shawdell. I'm sorry I missed you. It will be a good you'll be a good boy today. Okay. Sorry about that, Shawdell. I missed you. No, I have to behave every once in a while or I will get banned. Yeah, I missed you, Shawdell. I didn't see you up there. I'm sitting here talking about you ain't even in here with me, and there you was. Glad to have the turnout that I have been having. People to conversate with while I'm going through this process, and there's a lot of really, really wise people in here whenever it comes to this stuff, just to kind of coach you along the way. Wow, that thing is still unbelievably dirty. Took your oldest son 14 at Busch Gardens theme park in Tampa today for daddy and son bonding. That's awesome. You like doing much fishing, Golden Jaguar? We love it around here. It's awesome to have a supportive wife and that loves to go fishing with you. Me and her and my stepson, we go out and hit the lake every now and then and have our little family bonding time. We have a good time when we catch fish. Golden Jaguar, nicely done. You can't only bond with the printers. A lot of cleaning on this thing. Wouldn't have thought it was that dirty. I thought I'd got it pretty clean the other day. Wouldn't have thought it took me this long to clean it, or I would probably done been in here and trying to get it clean before this. That's looking a lot better. You love you some fishing the first layer. Haven't done it in over 13 years. Oh man, you got to do it. You have to get out there and do it. And so my stepson, he's wanting to try some of that ice fishing. And I know you from up north. Have you ever drilled into a lake and actually fished over top of a lake like that through a little hole? You ever done any of that? He's really been wanting to try some of that. Hey, HVAC A to Z, hello. Welcome to the stream. We're just trying to clean a super filthy bill plate. And I think I've just about got it. Can't believe how dirty this thing was. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's still dirty. That makes me scared to even put it down on the dead blame table here. As clean as I got it, as much clean as I've done had to do to it. Don't want to get it any more dirtier. I think you would need a designated driver to ice fish. Alright, I'm going to go over this thing one more time and then I'm giving up the battle here. But I think we've almost won anyway. And my fingertips is almost dried all the way out. I can't wait to get a cut and dump some of this 91% isopropyl alcohol in it. I'm sure that's going to feel amazing. Custom fishing nets as a gift last year. Oh, sweet. So we got some fishermen in here. That's awesome. That is awesome. That looks really good. You all come to Newfoundland and I will take you out in the boat. Newfoundland. Is that where you from, Shawdell? Newfoundland. All right, fellas, that looks pretty clean. I mean, I'd be willing to eat some eggs off of it. So we're just gonna try to leave that standing up, let it air out a little bit. I think that's gonna be good. North of Maine, right? There is nothing like a lazy afternoon on the lake with the quiet and serenity of the isolation. And I think that's the best thing about it, is just sitting there in the, as long as there ain't a bunch of wild, but I think I like fishing in the winter, especially around here, more than I do in the summer times when it's warmer, because there's so many people that get out there, recreational boaters. We just got like a little 18-foot John boat, and they just like to come by on them little wave runners, and bass boats come flying by. You know, them fair weather fishermen. Just rattle y'all about. Yeah, we're looking really clean. The key in Florida, up early, be back home by 1 p.m. Driving home in the heat of the day. Yeah. So we tried our hand at some night fishing here a while back. And we like to catch. I don't know if You guys ever heard of crappie fish? I think they call them calicos up north. I had a friend that was from Connecticut. That's what he called them, calicos. But yeah, we went crappie fishing at night and set them little green lights out off the side of the boat and watched all the shad come in. And once they started feeding on them shad, we had us a good old time night fishing. It's outstanding. Okay, I think we're super clean now. I think it's safe to say we're good to go. Paper mouth, yeah, we call them that down south too. Paper mouth, yes sir. They get them paper mouths whenever they, you can rip a hook right out of their lips pretty quick. Yep. So now I'm afraid to even lay this thing on the, I want to get it dirty. So I've never placed a magnet onto the build plate before, but I think that's what the instructions is telling me to do right now. Let's pull them up here. And it's just telling me which side is which. I'm looking at the back right here. That's going to be the front. I can tell by the pattern of the holes there. You got 2 holes right there for the front and 1 back here in the back. Did I say crappie fishing? That's what I said. Crappie fishing. Sometimes it can be crappy, literally. And other times it can be a blast. The top plate has mounting holes with the bores that allow bolt heads to sit flush below the surface. So this is the top. The plate has additional tapped holes to secure the, I always want to call that planet Earth. I don't know why. I always forget the correct terminology for it. But basically it's your earth and ground. And the thermal fuse. Those are on the back of the plate, which it has those tapped already. So yeah, it's wanting me to place the magnet sheet on it. It says clean the plate with isopropyl alcohol, we check, and use the edge of a plastic object or a small roller to firmly press the magnet on the plate to get a good bond. So that's something that I forgot that I needed. Maybe an old card or something like it would probably do really well. If you've never done this before, we recommend you watch the link guide. So no, I have not ever done it before. There's a lot of firsts right here on the Poor Boy channel. Gold Jaguar, Nick, it works just the same except if internet connection. I've gone clipper screen goes by. What happened there? You have a drill bit and a deburring tool for the holes. No, I'm just going to use an X-Acto blade for these little holes right here for the magnet. A credit card / roller. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about using, was just an old credit card or something like that. Smash that down on there with. Come north and we can go northern pike fishing. See, now that's what I want. I want to catch some pike, northern pike. I bet that's a blast to fish for. You call them slime gators. I love it. Love it. So there she is. It fits perfect. It's like it was made for it. And so I want to keep it nice and square like I set it on here. And I think probably the best thing to do that with would be like maybe take some masking tape or something and just kind of use that to hold it in place. Seems like to me. Let me put the lid on this alcohol right here. I'm apt to have a mess. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slide this out here to the edge of my little Lazy Susan table here. And just place me a little bit of tape on one side. try to help keep this thing square. It does have a little bit of an overhang. Yeah, we got rained out at work today. I was able to come home and hurry up and try to slap together some thumbnails and a quick short and try to get as many people in here as I could. Really eager to get this thing built and printing. So try to keep this as square as I can. I'm just going to put me a piece of masking tape on one side here before I bond it down. Let's just make sure I got it really nice and square. So there's one side. Let's do the other. So, like I was saying earlier, I don't know how well it's going to go for me trying to do a live stream with the PC that I have and program this thing. Peel a strip back over itself on the paper, on the magnet about 1 inch, then attach the glue to the plate and peel it back from under the magnet with a credit card to put it down. Will do, Delmar. Absolutely. Tapes want to stick to my finger. Yeah, I'm just trying to use this right here to keep it square for whenever I do that. Because I'm sure it's going to run all over the place whenever I get after that part. Try to leave it where I can fold this back. So I want to get it on here as square as I possibly can. Everything ought to stick really nice because I believe I got it good and clean. Sure hope so. So now, yeah, she's a little wobbly. I think that'll work. Got a little more overhang on the front, which is probably a good thing whenever I start peeling this. So let me find a card in here, something I can use as a roller. I kind of wish I wouldn't have never pulled the magnet all the way off the Ender 3. Whenever I cleaned the build plate completely off of it with the magnet, and then I tried to use the actual build plate that came with it, and I heated the bed up. I was seeing it. I tried to use those little clips and stuff, and it just didn't want to work and act too well with me. Alright, so let's get this thing as square as we can. That looks pretty good right there. I'm going to start from the middle and just kind of work my way out. So there's about 1 inch. It does have a slight overhang. I could probably trim that back later if I wanted to. Gift card for the win. I know that's right. Yeah, that was a gift card they give us at Christmas at the company I work for, the Boot Barn. So we got her started. Let's see if it just pulls on out like it's supposed to. We'll see. Nice and easy. Interesting method. Have you ever seen any different? What's the best method for doing this? I hope it comes out nice and square. This is on a wing and a prayer right here. I don't see any air bubbles. So we must be doing something right. Seams but no tape on one end to it's the same but no tape on one end to start. Just using the tape to kind of keep it flush. Yeah, I don't see any air bubbles in it, so looks like my edges are about the same all the way down. I think we're good, fellas. I think we're good. Just don't want to get too excited with pulling away my paper here. I'm just slowly working it down and pulling the paper. Just trying to make sure I don't see any air bubbles on it. We're almost to the very end of the road here. I think we did it. The suspense was killing me. I don't see a single air bubble one. I would have liked to have a nice little roller pin or something like that. I think I would have smashed it down really good. Like one of them old flyer rolling pins like Mama used to use to roll the biscuits out with. But that would smash it down really good. Yeah, she looks nice and flat. Not an air bubble one. I'll take that. Slow is fast. I say that all the time at work. Slow and steady wins the race. That's what the turtle said to the hare. So I got a little more overhang on this side, but I'm flush with the front here. A little overhang on the sides. That's good though. It's covering the whole build plate. Awesome. What do you think, fellas? I see an air bubble one in it. You need to remove the magnet on yours. You've got the replacement sheet. I just haven't got the energy to start the removal. Man, there's got to be an easier way to like remove these. I scratched this the build plate up on my Ender 3 removing that thing. It was a nightmare. I tried all different kinds of stuff. I think I even tried acetone on it to help get the glue and stuff off of it. That was about the best thing that I could find to get it removed. Get the glue off. So yeah, there's a fair amount hanging off the front here, but it's nice and flush with that side. Well, actually, that's going to be the back, so I hate to have little hairs and stuff stuck to that. So now I got to find the hole. I got my nice little pick tool. Messing up fast slows you down. Yes, it does. That's me. Story of my life, messing up fast. So I'm just going to use my little pick tool to find the center of this thing right here. I'm going to try to punch me a little reference hole here. That way I can find these on the other side. I'm going to have to take my X-Acto knife and cut these little holes out. I'm hoping that'll give me enough to be able to see. where those holes are. And then I'll use my X-Acto blade to cut them out. Oh yeah, so I see a nice little dimple there. That's all I need to see. Looks good. Thanks, Nick. First time. So I know this ain't got to be perfect. It's going to be underneath the build or the PEI sheet, but I do want it to look somewhat decent and not chewed to bits. So I'm just going to cut me a nice little starter slot here. And I'm just going to feel my way to the edge of the aluminum here, trying to keep my knife as square as I can. I put a brand new blade in this X-Acto knife, so just to make sure that she's sharp, I want to get this opened up enough. It seems to be cutting through this magnetic sheet pretty good. And hopefully we don't cut my finger wide open. You probably just, what I'm seeing is about could just press down on the magnet and it'll dimple itself out. You can kind of see it like that too. Maybe find the middle of it. So guys were telling me in the last stream that, hey, you ought to do a video on the unTap, seeing as how there's none out there. But it's kind of hard for me to be able to do a full video on that thing when I don't even have it up and working yet. I'd like to get this printer put together and printing and get all the firmware and all that stuff set up in it and actually have it printing good, and then actually do maybe a video of it demonstrating it. Put a piece of tape over the holes on the magnet will help get rid of the magnet chips. A piece of tape over the holes? You mean like whenever I'm cutting it out, Delmar? How many of you guys in here used to love building model cars? If you used a drill bit, oh, yeah, we're doing it the hard way probably. And I got several. I may go grab a drill bit just to kind of, that may be the diameter of this hole after I get it cut out. Just kind of use it as a chamfer tool, maybe. That'd probably do really good. Just using a good sized drill bit. You don't want to see the blood flowing. My papa always told me to cut away from myself. Best plan of action there. Now I'm just kind of trying to feel where the edge of the bill plate is. I'm letting the knife just skip off of it just a little bit, not trying to booger it up. Taking my time. It looks like we got her. Sure, it's not the ideal way. I've seen Steve builds. He's got nice little chamfering tools and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go. We'll run out here to my building, just real quick light, out to the side shed. It's just right here, and grab me a drill bit. I'm gonna try to use it, a bigger drill bit, just to chamfer that hole. Be right back. 2 seconds. All right, so we're back, fellas. So the wife tells me that we have about 15 people in here right now. That is outstanding. I appreciate every one of you viewing my channel right now and checking us out. We kind of do things a little differently around here. We're hard-headed. Learn things the hard way sometimes. Let's see. I think a 5/16 drill bit, probably. Maybe a little bigger, 3/8. I can tell you, if I was streaming, you would definitely see lots of blood. I would definitely be cutting myself or hitting myself off of the parts. Yeah. Let's see. This is a 3/8 drill bit. Let's see if that chamfers that really nice for me. I don't like that. It's already, yeah, I don't know if I like that too much, fellas. Yeah, I think it looked better with the X-Acto blade. So we won't use that. I'm just going to use the X-Acto knife. Wind up boogering it up with the drill bit. I don't want to do that. I think the X-Acto blade was making a nice clean hole for me. It ain't gonna be the prettiest, but it's gonna work. And that's all that matters to me. I just need a hole there. Probably had too big of a bit to start with. I just need enough room to get a screw down in there. I think that's going to be it. We definitely don't claim to be professionals around here. Just like everybody else who might be wanting to step off on this little adventure. The average everyday guy says, hey, I'd like to build a printer. This one definitely ain't nothing to brag about. She ain't pretty at all. And I think I made it look worse with the drill bit. But we got us a hole. And that's all that matters. I just need a hole right here. But what I was asking you guys earlier, a lot of you guys that build 3D printers, was you ever into model car building? Maybe younger, in your younger days, or maybe some of you still do it. I don't know. This is kind of what this reminds me of a little bit. Building old model cars. You got all your parts and your instructions laid out for you. It's all good. Hides under the PEI sheet. Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be fine. I'm not too concerned about it. It just needs to function. As long as the parts look pretty on the printer. I just need a functioning printer. That's what I'm after. We about got our second hole cut out. I like it a lot better than drill bits. Just kind of doing it like this. Clean up some of these boogered up looking edges here. There we go. Hole number 2 down. Hello, but you hurt my feelings by calling me a brat. Remember, am innocent. So I've already been sitting around getting ideas about what I might do with the Ender 3, because I'm looking to, again, I am looking to convert that thing to a switch wire, do a switch wire mod to it. I really like the way Steve builds. He did the Ender 3 switch wire conversion. And I watched every minute of his stream of him doing that. I really love the way that printer turned out looking. It was really clean. All the wiring was cleaned up on it. Tucked all the electronics away under the bottom. It just turned out looking really good. Really clean printer. And it would be something really nice to just have, you know, sitting around. My little Ender 3, it prints really good like it is right now. Got it tuned in really well, but I think we can make it better. And the Ender 3 switch wire mod, I think would look amazing. Basically all I'm doing is just trying to follow the wall of this aluminum right here. This hole that's been pre-drilled. Feels nice and smooth. I don't feel anything protruding out the top. I am kind of trying to chamfer it just a little bit too as I'm cutting this hole out with my X-Acto blade. really wish I wouldn't have stuck that drill bit on this one. It just kind of made that one look worse than the rest. But we got some holes. That's what I needed. You building a switch wire too? Are you building the actual switch wire Golden Jaguar? You're gonna do the switch wire frame, or you're gonna do the conversion? Alright, so there we have that. And I think I'm on to yep, I'm on to the bottom now. Yep, the heater application. The heater is installed in the same fashion as the magnet. Says center it on the underside of the build plate and make sure to firmly press it on the build plate. Okay, that's what we'll do. Ender 3 Pro conversion, awesome. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that. Are you gonna show the build process of that? I enjoy making people laugh a bit, but if I ever get too much, just ban you. Jenny has a hammer, and Crafts by Jazzy has a bat, so it'd be easy to bam, 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 bam. So I got this Canovo 150, 120 volt, 300 watt heater. It looks like to me the holes really don't line up too well back here at the back. And I do remember seeing something in the it was talked about on the West 3D printing site about how you needed to run your wires out the side, which seems kind of weird to me. I'd recommend putting some filament on top and sandwiching everything overnight. Okay. You don't think she'll stay stuck, Delmar? 3M's some pretty powerful stuff. Yeah, I don't know why they were suggesting doing it off the side like that. I mean, that doesn't make no sense. Not none. Put the thermal fuse on first. You may have to accommodate it where it screws in. Yeah. Yeah, because it looks like to me, let's see, you guys can't see that. Let's see, I'm going to have a little magnet shards all over the place. Let me get this cleaned up. It's going to be sticking to everything if I don't. Getting rid of your last bed slinger will have the V01, BZ-Bot 180, and the TRIDENT 300 to have fun. Outstanding. So you don't like the bed slingers, huh? Alright, so let me show you guys what I'm looking at here a little better. I guess this is just some of the frustration that goes along with building 3D printers. So when I set this thing down on my build plate, pressure-based adhesive, just cover your, yeah, I got you. I got you. So, I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. But you see how so those little holes right there at the top for the front, they line up pretty good, but then you look back here at the back. Let's see, let me zoom in. So you see the two little holes for the thermal fuse in the ground? It's like they're covered up. I could slide it up just a little bit, but I don't have my heater. It won't be exactly square, so it'd be facing more towards the front. I don't like that one damn bit. Just pardon my French. So you think the weight of a couple rolls of filament on top of this would be enough to actually shift forward? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm gonna have to do. I mean, because you don't really want to cut into this heated mat, I'm sure. But I'm kind of like you, Delmar. I think I need to just go ahead and attach my thermal fuse and see how it's going to set in space right there. Pad ain't straight. No, it ain't. It ain't. And that sucks. I don't like it. And this was the one that was recommended on the site where I ordered it from, so yeah. I don't like it one bit. 2.2 pounds each, or you have some weights. Oh, I do have some weights in here. We got some 45-pound plates we can put on this jewel. Think that'd be enough? Yeah, I get that. I don't like bed slinger that much. No, prefer Core XY way more, and it's way easier to enclose, not to mention speed. That's the real reason why people go after the Core XY, and it is for the speed. Yeah, I really don't like this heated mat right here. I don't even think I want to put it on here. You can replace with a Fabrico full bed heater. Now, does the Fabrico, the full bed heater, does it come with the holes already in it and whatnot? I haven't really looked at those. I ordered this heated mat right here. This one came from West 3D. This was actually some of the first stuff that I'd ordered from West 3D Printing. But yeah, I'm not digging it at all. I mean, it just don't seem like to me it's going to line up no matter which way you do it. Like I said, I seem to remember reading something on it where they were saying turn the wire sideways, but I mean, there's just no way. I don't like it. I don't even know if I want to stick it on here. This might be something that get chunked. I mean, really, it's just these two little holes right here. Yes, you can ask Hector at Fabrico. Yeah, because I want this thing to be nice and square on this build plate. Nice and centered and squared. And the only way I can get it centered and squared is covering up these two holes back here in the back for the ground and the thermal fuse. I did get me a thermal fuse from KB3D, 125C, 250 volt, 15 amp. So that thing would be, let's see, I think it goes on that one side or the other. Let me look at the plans here. Yeah, it goes on this side. Like so. And it's going to be all up in that mat. It sure is. It's going to be all up in the matting, or the heated mat. And it's so thick, I wouldn't want to try to fish it under it, because then I'd have a curl in my build plate. And I don't know enough about this stuff right here to know if you could just cut away a little bit of that material right there. I'd be okay with that if I knew I could get away with it and just use it. But I don't know enough about it to know if I'd ruin the mat if I did that. Because like this right here, that's where it would be. Let's see. Yeah. Try to get you on camera. Get a little bit more square there. But you can see them holes is just clearly covered all the way up. If I put it on like that. The bottom two holes are just do not cut. Don't see why you couldn't mount it in line. You talk about the thermal fuse, mount it in line. I still got to put a ground right there. Yeah, don't cut. 10-4. But that's no good. So I have two options. Slide it all the way up like that and use it, or toss it. And these are the problems, I guess, that people run into whenever you're building these things. Fire, but not in a good way. Yeah, it's probably that kind of fire you don't want to grab a hold of. It won't let go of you. Wow, that's really disappointing. What a letdown. What a letdown. The holes moved, you think? Your initial heater on your 300 LDO kit was also wrong and got replaced with an updated heater. So I do have a tap kit in here, a tap and die set. So I mean, I could just glue it down, drill me a new hole. I hate to do that, and tap it out. And that would save the frustration of having to, I don't even know if they would refund my money or send me a bill plate. I mean, not a bill plate, but a heater pad that would work if I sent them this one back. The other option would be, yep, drill out and tap holes in a better spot on the bed. Yeah, you're correct, and I think that might be what I'm gonna do, to be honest, because I just hate dealing with customer service and sending things back and waiting on the post and all that stuff. So that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. Drill some new holes. And it could be, it may not have anything to do with West 3D printing in this actual mat right here that they suggested for this build. It could be that the guys that they I guess they order their build plates through, maybe they got these two little holes right here in the wrong place. They'd probably replace the heater, but should take some time. Might as well just drill it up. Yep. Yeah, no, I think that's kind of what I'm Thinking, and then on top of that, I mean, what if they replace the heater pad and the heater pad's correct? And there's nothing, I don't think there's anything in the documentation that really tells you how far apart those holes should be spaced. Is there? If you got the tools, why not? Yeah. So I do have a drill press, but not here in my little build room that I got right here. But I do have a drill press at my dad's, and I do have a tap and die set. So that's probably what I'm going to do. So with all that being said, and I've done put the magnet on it and didn't catch this to start with. I'm not going to go ahead and stick this on, because I know whenever you're drilling aluminum, you're going to want to use some type of a oil or lubricant to kind of keep from dulling your bit so quick, your drill bit. I know aluminum's a really soft material, so it shouldn't be really hard to drill into. 500 watt, 110 volt, 250 Trident is $54.99 on Fabrico. It's also edge to edge. Can you check the CAD to see the measurements? Don't power the tap in the chuck though. Oh no, absolutely not. I'd hand tap that. I'm not brave enough with putting a tap in a drill or anything like that. No way. It'll be hand tapped. Wow, that's disappointing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen something somewhere where it actually give you the measurements for the. I don't have the CAD downloaded, which is something that they highly recommend. Downloading Fusion 360. VORON recommends you downloading, I guess it's like a free version of Fusion 360, and downloading the CAD files. That way you can look at stuff like this and check to see, measurements or screw lengths or anything like that. I don't have that because I'm actually using my desktop PC as is primarily being used to stream with, and I don't think my tablet, I don't think it's powerful enough to be able to run that program. Also, 200C rated glue on their heater. See, Delmar, he's trying to sell me some Fabrico heated bed. The thing I'm worried about though is if I order another heater mat and these holes are in the wrong place, what kind of problem that would cause. I'd have two heated mats in here that I can't use and still need to drill and tap holes. So I got to make a decision and move on. And I think for right now, I'm just going to move on from the build plate. That's all I can do at the moment. So we've already got our bed frame built. And one step that I did miss the other night too when I was on stream. Tried tapping with a drill the other day when I was drilling the VZ bot frame. Broke it right away. Yeah, that's why I want to, use something like some oil or something whenever I'm drilling, and just do it slow with my drill press. I think McMaster Car has the STLs of all their goods. One thing I missed the other day when I had the printer up here and was getting everything put together was they recommend that once you get your bed frame assembly put together, to loosen the screws and just give it a gentle shake. So I'm going to set this thing out of the way. I'm going to move on from it. I'm over it right now. We got her good and clean. We got us a magnet on it. We'll try to take care of it and not mess it up best I can. So I'm just going to openly say this right here on live stream, and I don't care whose feelings it hurts, but I am absolutely, utterly disappointed with West 3D printing. I've had problems with the linear rails. The bed is dinged, and now on top of that, I've got a build plate right here and a heated a heater pad for it. It just isn't going to work. So that's just creating problems for me, being a new first-time builder with this, that I don't think people should have to experience. You know, that's just frustrating, very frustrating. I'm a little upset. Probably should have went with the LDO kit. Wouldn't have all these problems. Everything would just go together real nice and pretty. Everything would be okay. Trying to save you a headache? Join Fabrico's Discord and ask about the heater. Hector, Lisa, Speedy answer pretty quickly. Awesome. We'll look into Fabrico, and they are just down south of me in Florida, so I could probably get stuff like super quick from there. I do enjoy ordering parts for my drones, my FPV drone stuff out of Florida. There's a couple companies down that way, get FPV and rest day quads. I get things within like a couple days from them. And that's another reason why I like ordering stuff from KB3D. They're just north of me a little bit in Ohio. I get things in a couple days from them. So, but me personally, I think I'm probably done ordering anything from West 3D Printing, to be honest. And I hate that, because it seems like they got a lot of good stuff there. I guess if you buy stuff like this right here that's pre-packaged from a company, you know, you'd probably be okay. I did manage to get the, I don't know if you guys can see, but I did manage to get those T-nuts out of the back. It was a pain in the butt. Bought some stuff there from there last night. I hope it works out for you, Jack Black. I hope it's some good stuff. I hope you didn't buy it because you've watched some of my streams and seen me using their stuff. That's why I'm doing these things and just kind of showing my experience with the product. Again, just like in the about description of my channel, you know, just kind of showing everybody the products I use and test, and that way they can form their own opinion on whether or not they would like to go with these companies and whatnot. Because I have bought things in the past for the drones and stuff from companies, and they just they're terrible. If you ordered the LDO kit, you would have gone with the 300mm. It's only a few hundred more. That's unfortunate. Fab, no, it's close. They're excellent, and they're Miami. Okay. Tap Magic works a treat. You're in Ocala, Florida. Jack Black. All right, so what I need to do is loosen these the bed frame here. Let me get you guys readjusted a little bit. Show you what I'm doing. It says just loosen these bolts right here for the bed frame, and just give it a little gentle little shake. I guess that's just to kind of help settle in where it needs to go. Probably don't want it bound up. So I'm just going to loosen them up lightly. That was a step that I missed the other night, playing around with this thing. And I hope I ain't hurt nobody's feelings by talking about West 3D like that. I know people they have their preferences of things, and me, I'm not beholden to nobody, no company or anything like that. If they sell me good products, I get good stuff from them. I have no problem speaking good things about them. But if I have trouble with a lot of things, so we're just gonna give her a gentle little shake. I did feel like it relieved a little bit for me, so it must have had some kind of binding going on with it. We're gonna tighten her on back down. You bought your Trident 300 blue frame fire stick kit for only 750 euros with shipping within the European Union. You ordered the Mercury conversion for your Ender 5 Plus from Fabrico and received one order in 7 days and the second order in 6 days. It has taken longer to receive something in your own province. Headed out to dinner time. Be safe, all. Hey, Delmar, thanks for stopping in and checking me out, buddy. I'll look into the Fabrico heated bed, but I'm probably not going to spend any more money on it. I'm probably just going to drill the holes and retap them myself, and I'll be able to attach the bed later on. That's the update as far as that goes. But I appreciate you stopping in and checking us out. You grabbed two 500 rails to convert switch wire to Trident. Okay. Yep. Take care, Delmar. Appreciate you stopping in, buddy. So yeah, it's telling me to attach the build plate. We can't do that. So where are we at now? We've done built the tool head. And can't really move it along with the build plate, so it's a chink in the chain. It'll be all right. So it wants me to prepare my cable chain parts. So I need to put some heat set inserts into my cable chain piece here. Now I need a heater for a 330 by 450. So let's hunt down some heat set inserts and a soldering iron. And guys, I haven't been back here and picked up nothing. I leave it how I leave it after the stream. So you're seeing the mess unfold in real time every time. That's usually how it goes. Make a big exploded mess. Anytime I build something anyway. So I need two heat set inserts. And I think I'm going to need some hammerhead T-nuts, and I believe it calls for some M3 screws as well. And it really bothers me about the bed. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. Like I said, I'll go back later on. I'll give you guys an update on it. I don't know if it's maybe the company that West 3D Printing uses, you know, to outsource their build plates. And maybe that's something if it's the wrong or incorrect size and as dirty as that thing came, maybe they're not even aware of it. So maybe that's something that I don't want to bash them too hard on YouTube, because I know a lot of people that's been in my streams, they actually love West 3D Printing and say they're really great people. So I don't want to beat them up too bad. Maybe they're not even aware. If that's something that's an issue that's going on where they, you know, source the build plate from, they might want to be made aware of it. Might want to look for a different vendor or somebody to get their build plates manufactured or made through to ship to people. And I wouldn't have no problem with telling them anything about that. I don't need a heater. You'd suggest contacting them and seeing what they say. Yeah, I'll do that, Nick. Yeah, I will. It's just I've run into so many issues with stuff. I can say the one thing that I'm super satisfied with is their actual, all their hardware and stuff like that came along with it. with all the stuff that I've ordered from them so far. And the Rapido hot end, it seems really nice. That's what I've gotten from them. And they got it to me really quick. The build plate looks okay. It's really dirty, but I don't mind cleaning it up a little bit. I know it comes from a machine shop. Okay, so there we got our heat set inserts for our cable chain. And we need some M3x8. I think the hammerhead T-nuts are up here. Yeah, we need some M3x8 socket head screws. And some M3x8s. Yeah, I'm gonna contact them, Nick. That's because I've run into so many problems. You know, that, like I said, they might want to be made aware of some of these things. So it's telling me to go ahead and prep the hammerhead nuts and the screws. The thing that I liked about West 3D printing was, like I said in the very beginning when I started sourcing parts, and I wasn't really 100% sure who to trust or where to buy from. I hadn't even heard, well, I'd heard of Fabrico, but I didn't realize they were this close to me. So I tried out, I ordered just a couple parts from West 3D Printing, and I ordered a couple from KB3D. And what was amazing to me was where West 3D Printing was shipping parts from, how quick they got to me from where they're based out of. That was pretty impressive. They got here at the same time my parts came from KB3D, which I thought I was really impressed by that. And I just took the bulk of the parts. Like I said, this was a project that I was kind of accumulating parts for over time. You know, of course I got them out and looked at them a little bit, but didn't use them right away. So they kind of sat there for a while I was 3D printing all the parts for this build. Now here's where the Lazy Susan comes in real handy. Looks like good quality and good prices, but you never tried them since you're from the EU. Okay. Yeah, it probably cost you more for getting stuff shipped overseas like that, wouldn't it? Let's see if I can get you. You can't even see where I'm working at the moment. We'll readjust here some. How's that? A little better view. And so what it's telling me is to put this piece right here at 73 millimeters away from this back extrusion right here. So we're going to stick this right here with this hole for our wires to face out that way. Just like so. And we need our little measuring tool. We want to go 73 and tighten her down. You'd have to pay expensive shipping and customs. I imagine so. Coming all the way to the EU. So just making sure I got this correct. I always double check before I make a move. And you said 73 millimeters. We're right. Let's see. right there. We'll snug this on down. There's that one. I'm using the wrong size again. Hello, Build a Basement. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Glad you're in here. Which, Richard, he told me you was was watching from afar. Loosen that up just a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one started and snug it a little bit more snugger. I'm looking for 73 millimeters. I believe that's it. We're dead on it. Tighten them on down. There we go. Now we're moving on to the corner pieces. We have these sitting up here. And I imagine the hole's probably going to go something like that. Seeing as how the wire will run down this channel right here, probably want your hole on this side. Measure twice, tight once. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what I'm using is an M3 by 8 socket head cap screw. We just got our 3D printed part for this little corner mount here. That's where the wires are going to make it their way down into the electronics bay. And we need some M3 hammerhead T-nuts. So guys, I appreciate you. Really appreciate you coming in here. I know it was short notice. I need to, I guess, prepare a little bit more ahead of time and schedule a stream maybe a week out or something. Maybe get a little bit more people, you know, checking us out, seeing what we're up to in here. There we go, we got that one. I'm just going to try to square it up with the frame corner right here as best I can. Flush it up real nice and pretty. Snug it down. And there's that corner piece. What tool head should you go with? The TRIDENT Mantis. Are you asking me, Nuno? Or you might want to ask some of these guys that probably got a lot more experience with it. I don't even know what the Mantis is. These quick streams are fine, especially when you free up. Yeah, man. I try to get in here when I can, Nick. You know, like I said, I'm pretty busy throughout the work week, and my job it takes up a big part of my day. I'm gone from the house probably 13 hours a day, and in the summertime, maybe even a little bit more. It just depends. So I might be away from home 13 hours a day, 6 days a week sometimes. But I mean, they don't ask me to work a whole lot of Saturdays. That's why I try to just jump in here as quick as I can when I can. Got to get in where I fit in. Asking everyone. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the mantis. I don't know nothing about that. I went with the Rapido because I mentioned in a live stream, I can't remember whose I was in. You know, I was looking for a tool head or a heater, and I told them what I was going to be doing with it. Printing abrasives and probably like carbon fiber materials and polycarbonates and whatnot, and everybody told me that the Rapido would probably be the best option. I hope it is. So that one don't really want to get down in there too well. I'm gonna convince it though. Maybe. Some of these T-nut, hammerhead T-nuts really don't want to get down in here. Take a little persuasion going on there. I'm just butting it all the way up to the corner extrusion here. Trying to square them up as best I can. So those are on. The Mantis is another popular tool head for the V2.4 Trident. Goliath Hextradort, whatever the heck. You would definitely pop in when possible, whether I'm allowed or not. You're always allowed in my streams, Shawdell. It's always good to have somebody in here who likes to tease a little bit, pick around, lighten the mood some. I'm still working on this inside out Trident build here. We're doing everything bass backwards. The Trident will come with a Dragon high flow. We'll put a CHT nozzle and it should be very good for high speeds. Yeah. Stealth Burner is pretty good. It doesn't have the best cooling for PLA. Stealth Burner doesn't have the best cooling for PLA. Would the Afterburner be better for cooling for PLA? Because when I was thinking about doing the VORON switch wire Ender 3 conversion, I was thinking about putting the Afterburner on it because I like the way that tool head looks too. I think VORON's got some of the best looking tool heads out there. Isn't the lightest. That are the only downsides you're aware of. You're not really a fan of the Stealth Burner. You're not a fan of the Stealth Burner, Nuno? Kind of reminds me of the Les Paul guitar a little bit. That's why I like it. So yeah, we got our corner pieces on. Okay, now it wants me to put a panel on the bottom. And we have one in here for it. So I will say that I ordered these panels right here. These are ABS panels. I guess they're laser cut. I got these through West 3D Printing, but they came from Mandela Roseworks. Now these look really nice. I like that textured side to it. I don't know if you guys can see that really well. They also got a smooth side, but it's scuffed. I'm kind of thinking I'm wanting that texture side right there. I want that to be showing in here. I think that would look really good. Afterburner is slightly worse. you've had a stealth burner on your modded bed slinger, it's too bulky and not that easy to work on, in your opinion. Okay, nice. Yeah, these did come out pretty nice. I'm kind of impressed with those. All right, so now I guess I need to prep my workspace here, and we'll get us a bottom plate put on. We're headed towards electronics right now, fellas. So probably what I'm gonna have to do is, I usually go visit my dad on Sundays, and I actually have my my drill presses in his shop. He's got a nice little wood shop outside his house. So what I'm probably gonna do is carry that build plate over there and go ahead and drill them holes. I'll probably pull up the CAD files and all that. Probably should set this thing on its top. Nice, nice. Yes. She's coming along. Let's see. Yeah, I think it'd be easier to get let's get this build plate attached to it. We'll readjust you just somewhat. Try to keep you in the view of what's going on here. I like this little stand I got for this little camera. Works out really good. Now the fun part starts. Yeah. So what am I after at the moment? Panel orientation. So I guess it wants me to put the panel in first, and then I got these nice little twist lock parts that I 3D printed, and I think I 3D printed 6 of them. Let me go into the toy box here. Let's see if I can find them. Shouldn't be too hard to find. And these are the funny looking ones. They aren't symmetrical. I'm pretty sure. The ones that are symmetrical, the small parts, they actually have, therefore the wiring coming down from the motors on the side. So you have these little panel clips that are going in. Let's see. They're going in here to hold my panel in place. Yep. And it looks like to me it calls for me to put them in the front, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. All right. Let's get her done. Slide this jewel on in here, just like so. Let's see, these wires right here, these out of the way, and these wires right here I need to get out of the way. And I probably need to go ahead and pull these wires back here up out of the way. And look at that, she just fell right in there real nice and pretty. I bet that's going to look good. So I'm thinking what it shows in the details here is that I believe the longer part of these are going to rotate down towards the panel, maybe. Or I might have it backwards. Might be the shorter one. Leaving extra feed wire to tool head. Huh. What do you mean, sir? So we're at the front of the printer right here, And we're at the back. It says place 2 in the front, 2 in the back. And I already know my fat fingers probably ain't gonna be able to twist that. Let's see how well. Oh yeah, that holds it real nice. That's perfect. I like it. Gives me a little bit of stick up at the top there. I'm just going to try to center these up as best I can. Yeah, that holds it really good. I like it. I'm not sure what you mean, Jack Black. Leave an extra feed wire to the tool head. Let's see, if I'm trying to rotate it the wrong way. Yes, I am. That one. Oh yeah, that's holding it real nice. Right now, all I'm seeing is it's calling for is 2 on each side. Yeah, and that's holding it pretty good. I like it. To be there later if needed. Okay. You talking about like later on whenever you start wiring it and whatnot? Just to have a spare wire whenever I start wiring up the tool head, just kind of have an extra wire laying in there. Is that what you suggesting, just in case maybe something breaks or something of that nature? Okay, so now we're going to, let's see, I'm going to try to orientate this thing in a fashion that is showing me on the details, which would be, I need the front facing me, which that's the front. And it's showing the left side. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 M5 T-nuts, roll-in T-nuts. And then on the other side, the right-hand side facing me, I'm going to need 4 M5 roll-in T-nuts. Running a spare wire or 2, and you have them later when you need it. I got you. Okay. No doubt if you play with the lasers, etc. I don't know if I want to put any lasers on it. It means I add an extra plus and minus wire for the future if you want to add. Okay, I got you. Oh, them's the M3s. I grabbed the wrong T-nuts there. We want the M5. That's what it's telling me to get. The M5 T-nuts. So we must be moving right along with the build here, because the T-nuts are definitely, the M5 T-nuts are thinning out. So there's 5 for that side, and it wants 4 for this side over here on my right. So we'll put 4 over here. And so it shows 1 hole for one side facing towards the end of the extrusion. So we got the hole, see it right there, it's facing this way, and then the other one's going to face that way. So somebody might have should have put these in before the panel. That would have been easier. But we're building an inside out trident, so it makes sense to do it backwards. Alright, so I'll try to find me a M5 screw or M3. M3 kind of lets me get in there and get a little bite on that a little better. Pop that jewel on in there. There she is. Alright, so there's one. And then we want one facing away. Like this. And it's going right here on this inside lip. These freaking sausage fingers right here, they don't seem to want to work too well with this little bitty tiny stuff. And there we go. We got another one in. And I imagine that this one that's going in the middle is just for the ground, or the earth and ground. It'll be going in later on. It goes right here in the middle. I think we're getting ready for some den rails right now. Put these T-nuts in so we'll be able to get our den rails mounted. Very nice. Yeah, she's moving right along. We're getting closer, ain't we, fellas? That is the name of your printer, Inside Out. It's an Inside Out VORON TRIDENT 250. That's going to be the title of the next video. The Inside Out VORON TRIDENT 250 build. It's never been done before. Or it probably actually has a bunch of times. And this one's going to face towards the end extrusion here. The hole is anyway. And it just snaps in real pretty. Very nice. Very, very nice. Moving right along. Moving right along. Glad I decided to get out here and do this. So now we got to put the 4 on this side right here. Yeah, man. Inside Out TRIDENT 250 build. It's great. Poor boy does everything backwards. Bass-ackwards. Get the bass-ackwards TRIDENT build. Some of these T-nuts are a little bit tougher to get into play than others. There we go. Snapped on in there real pretty. And there we go. So they'll roll in there. You just can't be heavy-handed with them. I done figured that out. You don't want to be heavy-handed with them. They don't like a heavy hand. Very nice. Okay. That's another good name. What's that name? What's that name you talking about, Chardell? Bass backwards. Yep, we're fixing to add the den rails. Good deal. It says roughly center the den rails and space them about 80 millimeters apart. So, gotta get back into my toy box. Get a couple more printed parts out. They're right here on top. And we needed some den rails. So I hope these fit. I got these from KB3D. I hope they fit in there real pretty. Too short. Problem number 2. They're not going to work, fellas. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Did I get the right length? So these den rails right here are not quite not quite 320 millimeters or 32 centimeters. They're like 30, 319. What was wrong with those? They're short. Come up too short. I don't know if you guys can see. Let's see. Let me give you an eagle eye view here. Come up short. Short of my life. Well, we'll pop the camera off here. Let's do this. Don't glitch out on me. Let you see. First thing, let's pop this off. There you go. Have a look at that. Too short. One problem after another tonight, fellas. There's an end cap you could print that protects wires. Yours don't touch the edge. I ordered what was called for in the bill of materials. It's $370. Wonder if I could go into CAD and just create me a part, model it after this one, and extend it. That'd be something to do, like an extension. Let's see. Let's see if this will fit. Let's just stick them to the very end here. Maybe that'll give me the little bit of length that I need. No, she's still. I mean, we're missing it by. Good Lord, we're missing it by a long shot. Oh man, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yep. We're missing it by 40 millimeters. Yep. So what I could do, Mike could go into CAD and I know I could do that. I don't know how I got the wrong ones. Mike could go into CAD and create me a little part from this and just extend both of these. Let's see, if I'm 40 millimeters short, extend them by 20. Because I'm not planning on putting, so number one, there's not a pi going in there. Number two, there's not a 5 volt PSU going in here. So I'm going to have plenty of space in here. The only thing that's going in this electronics bay on this printer is the Octopus, the power supply unit, let's see, and the solid state relay. I'm not using I don't need the 5 volt power supply unit. I don't need the Pi because I've converted one of my laptops over to a Raspberry Pi to run this. So yeah, I can't move forward any further. It's like I've hit a brick wall, fellas. Big time. I have hit a massive brick wall. The only other thing I could put on it is these little plastic parts that hold my Z motors in place. And then not only that, I'd have to wind up having either a longer screw or I don't know. What a nightmare. What an absolute nightmare. Ain't that really unfortunate? Oh, I'm not going to give up. Absolutely not. But there's really like nothing else I'd probably be able to do right now on this stream as far as pushing this build along. Other than put some plastic parts in the side that holds these motor wires. Wow. What a disappointment. It's either that or, I mean, I really don't want to drill holes in this pretty piece of ABS and try to screw these DIN rails on. And I'm not going to use double-sided sticky tape and stick them on there because they're going to be holding electronics and they're probably kind of heavy. So I'm not going to do that. Wow. Yeah, that stinks. Do they span between the mounting holes? What do you mean, Nick, span? Did you bought the right length? Well, I thought I did. Apparently I didn't. There's only one way to find out. I can look back at my order history and see. Oh, that must be the 2.4 that mounts through. Yeah. Yeah, these right here are supposed to attach to. I got these little 3D printed parts that the DIN rail's attached to, and then they'll just bolt up in there or screw up in there like that, and it holds them in place. What does the bill of materials call for? So that's first. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna check and make sure what size I ordered. I probably ordered the wrong size. I could have swore I ordered the correct size, but who knows? And I did order these from KB3D. Let's see. DIN rails are very inexpensive. Call local electrical supply companies. Yeah, and we actually have a hardware store that's not too far from our house. Might be able to find something like that. You know, yeah, electrical supply companies. Yep. So I'm trying to look back at my order history and see. The wifey brought me a little something to drink. Wow, bad luck. Live. These are the problems that you'll have. Maybe. Hope not. I guess that's why, you know, if you can find a really good kit and you can afford to buy a kit, I'd probably say that would be the way to go. Yeah. So I got the DIN rail. It says DIN 3 rail set pair 35 millimeter. That's what it said I ordered. But these aren't 35. These are 32. 369 millimeters in the sourcing guide. They don't always know what a DIN rail is, but they should recognize if you show a picture. Maybe you do both ends, split the diff. Okay. For sure, Nick bought 1 meter today, less than 10 euros. Yeah, so these aren't even the correct size that I ordered. I ordered 35s, and that would be the length that I need. These aren't 35s, they're 32. So I have to get in touch with KB3D and see if I can't get them to send out the correct length. Goes with the territory, fellas. Sourcing parts. You might not always get what you pay for. Like I said, from what I've seen, just looking at these VORON TRIDENTs, if, like, let's see, Nuno, you said you went with the LDO 300 kit. Millimeters in the sourcing guide. Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's just terrible. That is so disappointing. Which I wasn't going to run this stream much longer than 3 hours, 8 o'clock. Like I said, I can stand it back up. We can run some little wire pieces down. I'll get in touch with KB3D maybe tomorrow, or send them an email or something and see if they get back with me. I'm probably gonna just get in touch with West 3D Printing as well and talk with them about some things. Just send out some emails. Feistek LDO, too expensive for you. Oh, you went with the Feistek. Okay. I heard that was a good kit. There's people that say that the Price Tech kit's good. Yeah, I would have liked to have went with the LDO kit, but like I said, you know, money, things like that. There was a lot of stuff that came with the kit that I really didn't need or want. That panel looks great on it. That looks really good. Did you see that? She's gonna be pretty when it's done, and it's gonna work. I know it is, because we're gonna follow the manual to a T. Yeah, it's got that pretty little ABS panel on there, and that came from Mandela Roseworks. I'm pretty happy with that. It's got a nice little rough finish on it. It almost looks like a build plate. Formbot is also pretty similar price-wise. Go with it. It's not structural. You talking about go with the DIN rails? Jack Black. Tape them, then drill them. And bolt them on there, huh? Just screw them down. Yeah. So they're just envision them. Well, I think they're actually going to set like this inside, upside down, just like so. But you can see how short they are. They'll never make it. So I could probably do 2 bolts and screw them to it. I could drill it, screw them down. But yeah, I guess like out of all the kits I've seen, the LDO looked like it was a pretty solid kit. And bad luck. Oh, one thing I did forget to do, and I noticed this on the tap. I'm gonna talk about this a little bit too on the stealth burner here. Let me get you back up in there again, shaking you guys all around. So as I put the actual, when I put the hot end on here, these little plastic parts I think kind of picked this up, and I was noticing just didn't seem like this thing was setting really tight against this, and I got thinking about it a little bit, and I was like, well, you know, I think what happened was it's kind of picked this up away from the magnet a little bit, and they just need to be broke loose, and let's see what happens. Nothing. Thought maybe it wasn't resting all the way against the magnet there. Thought we was going to hear that nice little audible click again. Oh, it did come forward some. Yep, it did. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so I had to readjust the magnets on it. They didn't do that real audible click because they were so close. But I can tell that needed to be readjusted. Tap them and drill them. I'm guessing it's important to have DINs connected to the frame. Get everything grounded. Yeah, Formbot only does black frames. If you order through the website, you can add a Dragon High Flow local electrical shop. Yeah, not quite there. So, yeah, that right there is just kind of put the brakes on a lot of what I had planned for tonight. Because it started out, I was going to go against the grain of conventional wisdom, which is, I guess, Nero 3D and Steve Builds, and I was going to go ahead and put the build plate on this thing. And we got sidetracked from that, so moving on down the printer, we done hit another little roadblock, which, you know, it's no big deal to me. We'll just, we'll fix it and move on. Some way, shape, or form. Jack Black, I'm really not feeling good about the idea of drilling through this. I mean, I would, I just don't want to see bolts through this pretty ABS panel. I like to keep that clean look down here on the bottom. I don't want to see any screw heads sticking out right here. So I think what I'm going to do is contact Heavy 3D, because I got the wrong part. They shipped the wrong part to me, so I'm going to contact them and see if they can get me the correct one sent out to me as soon as possible. And then as far as the build plate, I could probably go ahead and I can get that thing drilled and tapped this weekend. I'll be able to go ahead and attach the build plate to it. It breaks in too. You can see accuracy increase after doing a bunch of samples. So, what in the world are we talking about, Nick? Did I miss something? But yeah, the only thing left I can do tonight for right now is actually put my little wire holders right here on the side. And that's probably going to be the stream right there, fellas. And they had me 3D print, and I'll show the parts. Let me find them. So sad, but I'm not gonna let it get me down. We're gonna keep it moving. We just got to get the correct parts and fix it. So yeah, it shows 3 of them going along this back side here. 3 little twist to lock tabs for my wiring. And I'll be able to go ahead and get this floppy wiring all over the place. Are you going with drag chains or umbilical? So I've actually got the, I ordered Nuno, I ordered the IGUS drag chains. Yep. And now I'm almost curious, as many problems as I'm running into. Oh, you're talking about the tap? Okay. Cool. But as many problems as I've run into so far, I probably ought to go ahead and drag them things out and just look at them and make sure I got enough of a length for those. Because I might be wondering if we got the correct stuff for that. Correct length. Shows just putting 3 of these in here and just twisting these things in place like so. And golly, yeah, them things are really good for your fingertips. Let's get my little pliers out here and give them a little twist. Yeah, them secure in there really tight. Those little plastic pieces. And I'm going to try to get them as even as I possibly can. Yeah, that's good for the fingers. Just kind of looking at it. Lining them up the best I can, making them look as centered as I can, because I want to keep her looking pretty. It might be the inside out, upside down, backwards build, but we definitely want it to look pretty. So we got a cat outside our door. She's wanting to be a mascot like Charlie is on Steve Builds. She's been begging me. Looking real good. Golden Jaguar, I don't know if you missed it, but we've run into all kinds of little issues with this thing. I've got incorrect parts and pieces, and this stuff ain't going quite to plan. I don't know what in the devil's going on, but we're going to overcome them. And I'm probably going to make what I have work. I just don't know yet. I ain't decided fully on that. But it is coming along, and I'm hoping to be pushing plastic before too long, or at least setting up some firmware for it and get started. That's something I'm pretty excited to dive into. I think you could probably install the drag chains now if I wanted to. Yeah, actually I probably could. And that would help me with gauging the idea of how much, because I'm going to have to build this wire loop that's going from the back of the stealth burner, and I'm gonna have to get that stuff all the way down here to the bottom to the electronics bay. So let's make sure we got the right length drag chains. Hopefully that's correct. It happens, buddy. As you can see, building 3D printers never goes as planned. Typical theme. Yeah, I can see that. Which I figured as much. So, I know in the bill of materials it calls for certain lengths that you're going to need. And it looks like we got one that's really, really long. And it looks like it's bigger, which is kind of weird. It is. We got three different sizes going on here. Zombie Hedgehog also has a very friendly cat. Yeah, she's at the door hollering for me. So I imagine this bigger one, that one go right there, or would that one go probably back here, maybe? Because we got one that's just really, really big. There's going to be an awful lot of wire. It seems like to me that it would go on this one because there's going to be more wires in it. Maybe. This one is a lot bigger than the other two. You guys see that? On stream you have a ton of people telling you to do different things. Yeah, but I'm still gonna do it my way. I mean, I do appreciate the input from a lot of people. You know, like, everybody's saying, hey, it's a good idea to put the build plate on last and all that. And I'm just gonna follow the manual because, again, I'm not worried about the weight of the printer. I'd like to have all the wiring and stuff ready to go whenever I get to the electronics part of it. But look at the different size. We got two. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. But this chain right here that I have right here is a whole lot bigger than the other two. And I imagine, that one looks like it just that's way too much chain for that. That'd be the chain for the behind the tool head. Looks like I got plenty of extra there. But I got two different sizes of drag chain here. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to change some stuff around for sure. that. Just fumbling and bumbling around, fellas. My first rodeo. We did get the correct components, I'm sure, for the electronics. I made sure I got the Meanwell PSU, power supply unit. I did make sure I got a genuine Omron solid state relay. Yeah, but that's just a bummer. So I'm just kind of looking at the chains overview. It says cable chains install. You can opt excuse me. You can opt to install the chains now and fish the wires through the chains, or build the complete harness outside of the printer and install it in one go. Either approach does work. If you source the pre-built wire harness, completing the harness outside of the printer is recommended. Well, we didn't source one, so I think it would be in my best interest to go ahead and put the chains in. Like I said, I don't remember, like when I've watched other streams in the past, I can't even get this to show up on camera for you guys. I don't remember anybody saying anything about there being two different size cable chains here. I mean, can you guys tell the difference in these two? Look at that. Look how much bigger the one is right here. Doesn't seem right. Maybe I'm wrong. It seems like to me the one that would have the most wires going through it would probably be this one right here, because it's coming from the tool head. And then you got your wires coming from your limit switches, or you got bigger wires coming out from the bed right here. But you want the bigger cable chain for the bed. It's super long. It's way more than what I need for that. It's way more than I need for any of it. Adam C, what's the width of the larger one? So let me grab my calipers here, and we'll give you a width. So the larger one is 17.73 millimeters. This should be me. Hey, and welcome to the stream, Adam C. And this should be me. You'd use the thick one for the Z axis if it's long. Oh, it's plenty long enough. I'm gonna have to take some off of it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I'm gonna have, thicker wires, bigger wires going through it. Well, but they ain't that many. The only thing that's going through it is gonna be the two wires for the thermistor and the heater. Yeah, that's weird. Is that normal? When you order these cable chains, one cable chain is bigger than the other two? I don't recall anybody else talking about that, which is kind of weird. It might have been something that I'd overlooked. That's odd though. Maybe I missed it when I built mine a long time ago, but the chain for the Z axis is the same size as the X and the Y. Yeah. I mean, and again, I've said this on stream too in the past. So you know, all the Igus cable chains that I've come across or seen people installing, and I may be wrong. I mean, maybe it's the generic ones. Maybe this is how the Igus ones look. You see how that's just blocked off like a square? The ones I've seen in the past kind of have that little taper right there. So it's kind of odd. It's very odd. There's a lot of oddities going on. I might be the oddest one out of all of it. We're gonna get her built, and it's gonna 3D print something, one way or the other. But I'm gonna have to. I can already tell that I'm gonna have to rotate one of these, and I'm gonna have to shorten this thing by a bunch. I mean, it's way too big. It almost looks like to me too that I'll probably need to. I got that set at 73 millimeters like it called for. Yeah, I guess ones have different ends. The generic Chinese ones have the taper. Boy, dang. Wish I had known that. Might would have went with the generic ones. Cause I kind of like that little taper. But I don't know. I think these might supposed to be the better ones. Beats the fire out of me. I was just trying to make sure I got good quality stuff whenever I've done this. You had the generic with the taper. Yeah, I wish I would have got the generic with the taper now. These should just pop right out, right? Yep. And I need to spin that. Probably gonna have to remove some links, but I don't know how many links I need to remove. So that's gonna go like so. And I might have to readjust my probably want to bring this bed all the way up to its limit, maybe. You've been running the generic cable chains for 3 years, and have no issues so far. Awesome. So guys, this is my wife Amazing. She's in there, she's cooking dinner for us right now, and she's remembering to let everyone know to like the stream and subscribe to the channel. She is just absolutely outstanding. Love bragging on my lady. So we're gonna max this thing all the way out. And I'll see about where I probably need to top out this chain here. Alright, so that's maxed out. That's maxed out. Yep. So we got max bed travel right there. It'll probably never go that high, but because of the thickness of the build plate. But that is the max. And as big as these chains are, I may have to bump it back a little bit because there's no way in the world that I would need it to go that high. Let's see. Make sure I'm putting this on correctly here. I'm about to mess up already. after I just took this off. So yeah, that's how I want it. Do you have the printer on a Lazy Susan? That's kind of a good idea. Yeah, Adam, see, I stole this idea. I ain't gonna lie, it's not mine. It's not my own idea. I stole it from DeWitt 3D Canada. I seen him do it. I was watching him, and he's the one that inspired me to do, or to get this 3D printer build right here going. I watched him build a TRIDENT 250. I think it was an LDO kit, and I seen him spinning that printer around on that Lazy Susan, where he can just kind of, he can work on it real easy like. And man, I tell you, I don't know what it'd be like to build one without it, but it sure has made my life easy. I ain't gonna lie to you. With all the other, you know, this is my first 3D printer build, a VORON 3D printer, and I wouldn't want it to be too much harder than what it is. So that looks pretty good right there, and that looks like that chain is going to be maxed right there. So we're definitely, I'm going to use the bigger chain at the back because I do know that some of the bigger wires are going in here, because we have the bed heater wires and the thermistor and also the ground going through there. And they're all, let's see, I think the ground's going to be like 18 gauge wire. I think the bed heater wires are probably 18 as well. So we're going to use the bigger chain for sure on this. It sucks to build one without it. You would know. That's awesome. Yeah, it was I seen him using that thing, and it looked like it just made it so effortless for him. So I was like, well, I had one already in here, and as far as like this piece of granite countertop right here, I found it on a job site where I was working, and we took we have a concrete saw out there, and we took that concrete saw and just cut a little square for us, or for me, and I carried this thing home and just set the granite countertop, this little piece, right on top of that little Lazy Susan, and it works out pretty good. Guys, I'm probably not going to be streaming too much longer. I want to go as long as I can. So I was just looking at the cable chains overview, and right now it's not telling me what size screws I need to attach this thing. Oh yeah, okay, M3x6 flathead. Check the bomb. Okay, let's do it. I'm with you on that, Jack Black. We'll check the bomb. Totally with you on that. And I should have it pulled up right here. So we got the VORON TRIDENT, and next 250. So that would be in the, probably in the motion, right? No. Controller frame, miscellaneous. Yes, so I'm all the way back to, I'm looking at the DIN rails right now. It says they need to be 32 millimeters wide, 7.5 millimeters tall, which is kind of weird. Cables, cable chain. Cable chain, we got a 10 by 11 millimeter, 1 meter with 3 insets, 3 fixed end, 3 free end, and a radius of 18 millimeters. So it's saying they're all the same. Requires a total of 3 insets. Total length of the chain is 1 meter. That's all it's saying. I'm trying to figure out the number of links I need. Just doesn't really say how many links I need. No, I was trying to figure out the screws I need. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna attach it. Attach this top piece right here, and then I'm gonna see what I'm probably gonna need for the bottom here, and take some off. But I need some M3 by 6, wherever they are. Maybe they're over here in this. Yep, right here they are. I see them. M3 by 6. Oh, them's button heads. We need the flat heads. There we go. Yeah. M3 by 6 flathead cap screws. Captured cap. Not sure the correct terminology for them. I've heard people call them 2 different things. I've called them capture. They are capturing something. Yeah, it never says how many you need. Using M3 by 6 taper flathead. Yes, sir. That's exactly what we're doing. So, and I'm doing it awkwardly. That's for sure. So, yep. Being a noob, fellas. Being a noob. I think it would probably be to my benefit to use one of these little wrenches right here, these little VORONs. You're doing it right, max it out without the bed and see what makes a comfortable bend radius. Make sure it's not tugging. Okay, good deal. I need a smaller, there we go. The right size. Nope. Find my wrenches here. One I don't have out. I hope I'm doing something right. Kind of felt like I've been doing a lot wrong with it so far. We're gonna make it look right. As best we can. I just try to do what makes sense to me. It may not make sense to some. So these VORON wrenches right here with the ball head ends are definitely where it's at. Yeah, that's maxed out. So for that size cable chain anyway, if I put one of these smaller ones back here on the Z, I might get a little bit more upper Z travel out of it, but I really don't think, with the thickness of the build plate and all that, I don't think it's going to go up at that high. The build looks great so far. Trident is by far your favorite build. Hacks Potato, good stuff. Just saying hi from my lurking corner. Hacks Potato, thank you for lurking around. I'm probably fixing to shut this stream down because we're fixing to have dinner. It is a little late, but I had planned on trying to go on for 3 hours, and I'd also planned on trying to have a bill plate put on this thing, but we run into all kinds of problems, which I imagine is probably normal. So here's why I would say having the tapered chains would be a whole lot better than these squared in ones here, because my fingers are way too fat to get in there. Of course, this screw wants to go everywhere but where it's supposed to go. But we're having fun with it. I look forward to every minute in here messing with this thing. It's a lot of fun. Thoroughly enjoy it. So there we go, we got that attached. And I imagine I probably just want to take this end off right here. And then have a look at it and see just about how much I'm going to need here. Oh, it's supposed to go back on. What a pain in the butt. There we go. Alright, so this is going to attach down like so, and it has the nice little, well, or maybe it don't. Maybe I need to knock that little, have to knock this little tab off the end right here. Jack Black, you'd try to use the larger chain to the tool head, as you said. Well, and that's what I was kind of thinking. I was thinking that that I would have more wires coming through this part than the back. Because yeah, kind of in agreement with you on that one too as well. It's weird how I do have two different size ones here. And the strain relief for this thing. Well, fellas, I tell you what, I hate to stop in the middle of it, but I've been in the middle of this thing for a while. I believe this is as far as I'm going to get for tonight. This is where you'll find it the next time. I appreciate you guys coming in here with me, and sitting down and chatting with me, and all the great suggestions and everything. It's been a big help, and we're going to get back in here maybe sometime this weekend, and we're going to try to plug right along with this build. Hopefully we'll have our build plate holes drilled and tapped for the ground and our little see, I can't, my thermal fuse, yeah, and whatnot, so we can get that attached. And I may get in here and tinker around with CAD a little bit, and just as a temporary, well, it might wind up being a permanent solution, go ahead and make those DIN rail mounts a little bit longer. I'm pretty sure that would be a part that I could create fairly easily in CAD. and that way I could use the den rail mounts that I have. Shawdell, I appreciate you being in here and cutting up with us and making us laugh. And all you guys, I hope you have a great night. I'm going to spend some time with the wife. We're going to sit down and eat dinner. You all take care.